about Bronny James starting in the NBA and LeBron's assigned to the G League? That's awesome.
My favorite player ever is Kobe, as you know.
Y'all, Austin Reaves is really losing it, snapping at LeBron James like this whole thing forced the league's hand to push him out, and when you sit with it for a second, it doesn't feel like a simple injury story anymore.
We just got the bad news. Austin Reaves now joining Luka Doncic sidelined for the Lakers. He is out for the remainder of the season.
People are looking at this sideways now, especially after that tense moment with Bronny James. The timing just feels off, almost too perfect. And now the chatter's picking up again that things could pop off between them if they cross paths. Because how do you go from arguing with Bronny James in practice to suddenly being out indefinitely while Bronny starts getting more comfortable and LeBron James is back running the whole show again? And I'm not even gonna lie, once that clip dropped of Bronny walking straight past Reaves' handshake like he didn't see him, yeah, people stopped calling this just basketball, because now it looks like something was already off way before the injuries hit. So let's really break this down, because the deeper you look at this situation, the less it feels like coincidence and the more it starts feeling like something changed behind the scenes. Now let me paint this properly. Reaves is sitting there on the bench, arm out, waiting for a simple handshake, nothing crazy, normal teammate stuff. Bronny walks right past him, not distracted, not looking the other way, just walks past him like the moment didn't exist. Then he circles back real quick to fix it, but by then it already looked off. And Reaves, he didn't even react loud. He just stared at his own hand like, yeah, I see what this is.
Got a great traveling crew here in Los Angeles. So many of them, of course, are our friends. And it's like the last day of school, truly.
Now fast forward just a little, and suddenly that clip doesn't feel random anymore, because reports had already come out that Bronny and Reaves had gotten into it during practice, and not just words, we're talking physical. So now that handshake moment isn't funny anymore, it's tension leaking out in public. And right after that, Reaves disappears from the lineup. That's when people really started connecting dots. Within just 2 days, Luka was gone, then Reaves too. Just like that. Even LeBron couldn't hide how he felt when he spoke about it. He said it felt like a shot to the heart and chest when Luka went down. And when he woke up and saw the Reaves news, he just sat there like, man.
I woke up with that news. That was like another shot to the, that was like, we knew we it was a shot to the heart, obviously, and to the chest and to the mainframe with Luka, understanding that. But we kind of got that news kind of, we got that news kind of quick, and, AR, it's kind of dealing with the pain. We're seeing OKC, whatever the case may be.
Now really sit on that timing for a second. This isn't some mid-season adjustment. This is hitting right when everything starts to count, right before the playoffs. Then the coach steps in, says they're out indefinitely, and just like that, the entire Lakers situation turns upside down overnight.
Look, they're out indefinitely. I'm not going to have an update for you this week. They're out indefinitely.
Now it's not even about whether they're contenders anymore. It's about whether LeBron James can keep everything from falling apart on his own. Now, to LeBron's credit, he didn't fold. He leaned all the way into it. When reporters asked what the team needs from him now, he didn't hesitate.
You're always about giving this team whatever it needs. At this point, with everything going on, what's required? What do they need from you, Bron?
Everything. So, when nothing changes for me, it's just back to the old ways.
And you could tell he meant it. Even J.R. Smith said LeBron canceled golf plans just to focus on the situation.
Oh, man. It's funny, he texted group chat because it was in Dallas. When they was playing and we were supposed to play golf, he's like, man, I can't play golf, bro. I got too much on my shoulders right now.
That's not normal at that stage. That's real pressure. And on the court, he showed it, putting up nearly 30 a night, double-digit assists, running everything like it's 2018 again.
I had to tap back into a role that I've been accustomed to in the past, but obviously it wasn't what it was this year. So. But circumstances has put me back in, and I'm just trying to feed off my teammates feeding off of me, and just trying to make things happen for us to continue to stay afloat.
Even talking to fans mid-game like, I can still do this.
You know what I'm saying? Don't let me know I'm scoring, Still do this shit. Put me on the shelf,
And yeah, he can. Now this is where it starts to feel a little uneasy, like something isn't sitting right. And truth is, a lot of people don't think that explanation cuts it anymore. Once Luka and Reaves went down, the media wasted no time. Stephen A. Smith basically said LeBron can still put up numbers, but winning, that's a different story.
LeBron's gonna get his numbers. He's one of the greatest players to have ever played this game because you don't have Luka and Austin Reaves to defer to. So the numbers are going to be there. But let me be very, very clear, okay? Lakers going home very early.
And then Vince Goodwill doubled down, saying LeBron might steal a game, but a series? That's asking too much.
I think a great player like LeBron can get you one game. I don't know if he can get you four at this stage at age 41 and the lack of playoff pieces that he has around him.
So now the conversation changes again, because suddenly Reaves isn't just some missing piece. He's the difference between competing and getting swept. And that's when people started looking back at his role a little differently. Before all this even started, Reaves was already turning into a real backbone for the Lakers. It wasn't just the points or the assists, it was the way he slowed things down, read the floor, and kept everything steady whenever the game started slipping out of control. Even Kendrick Perkins went as far as saying Reaves might be one of the most important players in the league right now.
LeBron's not the second option no more. That's Austin Reaves. Austin Reaves is not only the most important player outside of Luka on the Los Angeles Lakers, but one could argue he's the most important player in the NBA.
And the numbers backed up something strange too. When all three, Luka, LeBron, and Reaves shared the floor, things didn't always click.
When Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reaves play together, they're just not a good team.
But when it was just Luka and Reaves, that duo looked dangerous.
When Austin Reaves and Luka Doncic play together, when it's just the two of them out there, the Lakers are an excellent team. When all three of them play out there, they're not.
So now you've got a situation where Reaves is growing into something bigger than expected, and that's where tension can creep in. At the same time, Bronny is trying to prove himself, and let's be honest, that's not a normal situation to be in. You're not just another rookie, you're LeBron's son. Everything you do gets watched twice, every mistake gets replayed 10 times, and every opportunity gets questioned. But despite all that, Bronny has been stepping up when given the chance. Now you've got two players in the same space, one climbing quick, the other fighting to prove himself. Both need minutes, both feeling the heat. Same locker room, that's not calm energy, that's pressure building, ready to snap at any moment. Now it all comes together. Reaves holding it down, Bronny fighting to show he belongs, LeBron carrying the weight, the media picking it apart, fans shouting from the sidelines.
You don't want to play defense. Shut the up. Shut up.
It's now time for the Love's Kiss Cam. Time to pucker up and give your sweetie a kiss. It's the Love's Kiss Cam.
And you expect everything to stay smooth? Nah, that's how situations boil over. So when that practice altercation happened, some people called it drama, others called it inevitable. And if you listen to how Reaves talks about his role, you can tell he was already carrying more than people realized.
Even when they're playing, I put a big responsibility on myself. It's different responsibilities, obviously, because, they do so much for our team, but when we don't have them, the responsibility changes.
So, yeah, when things got heated, it wasn't random, it was built up. Because whenever something like this happens on a LeBron team, people start asking the same question. How much influence does he really have? When you line it all up, it feels hard to ignore. Reaves is stepping up, Bronny is finding his rhythm, the locker room energy starts shifting, and then just like that, Reaves is out. LeBron steps right back into full control, and yeah, people are going to question that. Even Shaquille O'Neal once said when LeBron takes over, players like Reaves get pushed into smaller roles.
And I kind of feel for Austin because he looks good, he's playing good, but when they have their full team come back, he's going to be reverted back to standing in the corner.
So now fans are debating, was this just bad timing, or did the situation shift in a way that favored a certain direction? Now look at that handshake again, not as a joke, not as something to laugh at, but as a real turning point. That was the moment just before everything shifted, before Reaves faded out, before Bronny began stepping up, before the Lakers quietly leaned back on LeBron to carry it all again. What seemed small at the time now feels different, like it was hinting at something we didn't catch right away, but looking at it now, it connects way more than we first thought. Now everything's out in the open. Reaves is gone. Bronny's stepping up. LeBron's still carrying the load. The media keeps questioning it. Fans are divided, and somehow it all connects to one situation. So what really happened here? Was this just injuries hitting at the worst time possible? Or did that locker room tension explode and change everything? Or did the Lakers quietly shift direction without saying it out loud? Because right now, the timeline doesn't feel clean, and the energy around this situation doesn't feel accidental. So now I'm asking you, did this whole thing spiral out of control on its own? Or was something already moving in that direction before we even noticed?